I have a feeling this list is going to surprise some people. What is up, NBA fans? Shout out to my San Antonio Spurs fans. Welcome to TSR Sports. Doing something a little different today. I was kind of wondering who are the most valuable and least valuable teams in the NBA, and I found an article from CNBC. Spoiler alert, I did see number one as I was lining this up, but it's not who I would have picked for number one. So this is going to be a reaction. I don't know how these teams line up aside from number one. My guess for the top three, the Lakers, the Celtics, then the Knicks, all big markets. As a San Antonio Spurs fan, I'm going to put my team lucky number 13. I think we're going to be somewhere in the middle-ish. And then my bottom three, and this was really tough in the bottom three, I'm going to put the Raptors because they're only team not in the United States. Then I'm going to go with the Wizards because they perpetually suck. And speaking of sucking, I'm going to go with the Charlotte Hornets dead last. They just seem to always be bad, so I'm going to guess that they're the least valuable team in the NBA. All right. Put your predictions in the chat. Pause the video if you need to, or in the comments. Pause the video if you need to. This is number one, and not who I expected. I did know this one. The Golden State Warriors. Based on CNBC's evaluation, they have them as the most valuable team in the NBA. I did not expect that. That one, yes, they've had a fantastic last decade, but I figured if we're going longevity, history of winning, the Lakers and Celtics surely need to be number one. They're not. The Golden State Warriors are. I've got to think the Celtics or the Lakers are going to be number two. I would be absolutely floored if it's not one of them. It's New York Knicks. Okay, I'm actually not floored because I did put the Knicks at number three. They are number two. I'm still surprised the Lakers and Celtics are not in the top two. So the Lakers and Celtics have to round out the top four, right? The final four has got to be Boston and LA. Okay, Los Angeles Lakers, number three, and Boston Celtics, number four. Oh, shoot. Really? I would not be surprised if you were doing this list in the mid to late 90s after the Bulls' first three-peat or in the midst of their second three-peat, but the Bulls? Really? I'm sorry, I'm really at a loss for words right now. That is not who I thought I'd see in the top five. I thought they would have been mid somewhere. Okay. Is that Houston Rockets? Okay. Okay, the Brooklyn Nets are on there. I get that. Why the... I'm sorry, if I'm acting confused, it's because I am. I thought for sure the Celtics would be in the top three. And we haven't seen them yet. Now, granted, this is CNBC's evaluation. I didn't look at their evaluation because I don't want to see any type of spoilers. Number seven. Okay, so they finally come in. The defending NBA champions were in the greatest NBA franchise of all time with a rich history. Bill Russell, Larry Bird, and tons of Hall of Famers that I don't have all the time to list. They come in at number seven. All right. What I'm curious, by the way, before I move on, is how many of these teams are playoff teams that are up in the upper echelon and how many of them are perpetual losers? The Clippers, the California team, not a shock, in number 8. The Miami Heat, number 9. The Dallas Mavericks, 10. So the two out of the three Texas teams, we saw the Rockets, right? The Rockets were 5th. The Mavericks are 10th, although that value may be going down after the recent trade of Luka Doncic. Where are my San Antonio Spurs? Dallas and Houston, bigger markets than San Antonio, but still, I'm hoping the Spurs... I said 13. Philadelphia 76ers at 11. The Phoenix Suns at 12. I was really... Oh, the Toronto Raptors. Okay, so there's my really bad take, number one. I had the Raptors in the bottom three, and they're actually 13th. What's that all about, eh? I'm sorry. Terrible joke. Sacramento Kings, another California team, rounding out the top 15. Cleveland Cavaliers. Still haven't seen my Spurs yet. I did say the Wizards and the Hornets were near the bottom. We haven't seen the Wizards and the Hornets yet. Bad take number two. The Wizards are number 17 despite all the losing. And right on cue, there are the Washington Wizards. So great. Denver Nuggets are 18. The Milwaukee Bucks are 19. Are my San Antonio, are ours? I know there's going to be Spurs fans watching this as the Spurs are the main content on this channel. Are the Spurs not even the top 20? We're not in the top 20? I know they've been losing this year in the last 5 seasons, but not even the top 20? The Hornets, I still have the Hornets. If the Charlotte Hornets are number 30, I feel like I've accomplished something on this. But I was off on the Spurs. I said not lucky number 13, and they're not even the top 20. But I have to think they're coming up pretty soon. there it is again. All right, there are the Spurs at 21. The Portland Trailblazers at 22. Orlando Magic at 23. The Magic were a tough one because I originally was going to put them lower, but then I was like, it's in Florida. They're probably more valuable. No, they're down at 23. We're running out of teams. The Hornets were one of my bottom teams. They're the only ones I have left. I was close on the Lakers and the Knicks. I had both in my top 3. Kind of missed on the Celtics. Totally whiffed on the Raptors. Was way off on the Wizards. The Hornets I had dead last. Where is Charlotte? Oklahoma City Thunder. Best team in the Western Conference this year and last year, sitting at only 24. But you'd have to think over the next few years with them trajectory to be one of the best teams in the Western Conference, not for the next few years, the next decade, that they'll move up on the list. Cheap plug while we're mentioning the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'll be live for the Thunder and the Grizzlies tonight at 9:15 p.m. Eastern. Stop by in. Would love to see you talk about the game, and hopefully we have a better game. Talk about sports. Talk about the NFL draft. I'll be doing reactions for that tonight as well. The Detroit Pistons. Detroit basketball at number 25. Definitely be doing reactions for the Giants pick. Sorry, going off on a tangent. The Pacers, 26. Okay, so the Charlotte Hornets pick is looking like the one good pick for me on the bottom. But, all right, and there they are, 27th. Not bottom 3, but pretty darn close. I'll count that as being fairly accurate. The New Orleans Pelicans are 28. The Minnesota Timberwolves are 29. The Memphis Grizzlies are 30. You know, when I was scrolling down the page, I thought I saw the Memphis Grizzlies were near the bottom. But I didn't want to. I wanted to not factor that in because I'm like, you know what? I want to do this how I would do it. And wow, I'm a little surprised at a lot of this. The question is, guys, are you surprised? Do the bottom 3 surprise you? The Pelicans, the Timberwolves, and the Grizzlies. I should have thought Minnesota, but problem is I'm also thinking players, and I think as an NBA fan, I get a small market conflated with, big players like Anthony Edwards is in Minnesota. Zion Williamson, and granted, a bunch of injuries in New Orleans, but a lot of young stars in New Orleans, something, and they can't be near the bottom. And then Memphis with Ja Morant and company. Not what I expected in the bottom 3. The Hornets placed where exactly I thought they would near the bottom. The other 3, not so much. And then let's go back to our top 3. Does this surprise anybody? I would think 2 of these probably not. I would think most of you would think the Lakers and the Knicks would be in the top 3. Are you surprised the Golden State Warriors are number 1? I certainly was. And then the Chicago Bulls, who haven't won a championship since the 90s when they had Jordan and Pippen. Are you surprised they're number 4 on this list? Because that's not where I thought I would see them. And to the Spurs fans out there, are you surprised they're ranked as low as they were? The Spurs were what, 21 was it? 21. So there you go. Trying something a little different on the channel with this one, and I will try to do more NBA content throughout the spring, throughout the summer. As a Spurs content creator, the Spurs will be the focus on NBA, but I also want to start dipping my toes into other NBA coverage. I love basketball. I love talking hoops, and this is something a little different for the channel, but I generally was surprised at a lot of these. Hopefully you were too. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and hopefully I'll see you tonight for the Grizzlies and the Thunder at 9:15 p.m. Eastern if you're watching the NFL Draft. Good luck to your team. I got my Giants taking Abdul Carter with the 3rd pick overall. Thank you, and as always, go Spurs go.
Go Spurs go, 'cause the Giants stay.